I got so excited about wearing this hat and then it blends in with my background and you can't see it. Hey guys, it's Lilith. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is a wig, I promise that it is. Today we're just doing something kind of simple. I've gotten a few new subscribers to this channel. Thank you very much. And so that subscribers both old and new could get to know me, I thought I would do something really simple and do a YouTube tag. I don't know if anybody does those anymore, but I figured I would go ahead and try. I found one that's kind of like a random question one. It's labeled as like 50 questions you've never been asked in a YouTube tag before. If you want to do this yourself or just manually see the questions, the link is going to be in the description bar below. But that's pretty much all that I have to say. If you see me looking off to the right, I have my computer pulled up over here because I film on my phone still. So I will be looking at the questions over here, and feel free to follow along with me and answer the questions yourself. And without further ado, let's go. First question is, what is your favorite candle scent? I happened to already have this next to me. I did not go get this. My favorite's actually, this makes me look so fat. My favorite candle is a Jolly Rancher watermelon scented candle. I actually got this at Meijer. I don't remember when I got it, but I love this candle because even when it's not lit, it smells so good. Even when it's not lit, you can just like smell it throughout the whole room. Second one, what female celebrity do you wish was your sister? See, these are hard because then every celebrity that I like is like somebody that I want to like marry. So it's celebrity, not YouTuber, so I have to stay away from like YouTube celebrities. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna say Stevie Nicks. I know that she's a lot older than me, but the reason that I say that is I think she's just so amazing. I was actually just listening to her music while I was getting ready for this, and I love her, and I want to hang out with her and just like talk about music with her. What male celebrity do you wish was your brother? I think I could go Johnny Depp. I think that Johnny Depp is pretty cool. He's just always so chill. Like, I feel like he would be fun. How old do you think you'll be when you get married? I don't really know. I kind of stopped thinking about marriage like a year ago, so I don't know. I'll get married when I get married. Probably nowhere near now. It's really weird because used to when I was a teenager, kind of like all I thought about was like, oh my god, one day I'm gonna have a wife and we settle down and do this, and now I'm just like, if I get married, cool beans. If not, I don't really give a fuck. Do you know a hoarder? There's a hoarder on my street. I'm not gonna name who it is, like for privacy sakes, but there's literally this person on my street that like steals our garbage. It steals our garbage, and you can see like in the windows of their house, and there's just shit piled up, and you can see in their backyard. It's just everywhere. So yeah, I think that person is a hoarder. Personally, I don't, but like I technically know that person. Can you do a split? No. Next. How old were you when you learned how to ride a bike? I haven't learned how to ride a bike yet. I'm almost 25 and I don't know how to ride a bike. The next one is, I feel so targeted. It says, how many oceans have you swam in? I'm gonna say, how many oceans have I stood in, because I'm almost 25 and I don't know how to swim. I stood in one ocean because I went to Florida last year. I stood in that one. Did not swim in it, didn't even sit down in it. I stood in it. How many countries have I been to? Just the one that I'm in. Just the one that I'm in. Is anyone in your family in the army? My grandfather. That's pretty much it. No, I think my third cousin just joined the military, I think. What would you name your daughter if you had one? I don't want kids. I will not be having kids. I also see that the one below this talks about a son. I don't really know. I feel like, okay, if I had to, imaginary children. If I had imaginary children, I think I would name my daughter something that's like kind of witchy sounding, but also very unique and probably hard to pronounce and that she'll hate me for in her 20s. So probably something like Amethyst. Yeah, I'd name my daughter Amethyst because I'm a dick. Yeah, what would you name your son if you had one? I kind of want to go Daniel. My thinking went straight to Daniel Radcliffe. Oh, can I go back and change my brother to Daniel Radcliffe? No, I don't want to lose brother Johnny. I think if I had a son, I would probably... Actually, you know what? I kind of really like the name Gideon. It sounds kind of like weird and you never really know people named Gideon. So yeah, my kids would be named Amethyst and Gideon, and we would be the house that nobody would want to visit on the block. What's the worst grade you've ever gotten on a test? F. 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 Ooh, I was bad at school. What is your favorite TV show when you were a child? I loved the show Charmed. I'm too attached to the original to even bother to try to watch the new one. Charmed was my favorite show when I was a kid. I do 1 to 2 rewatches every year, and Piper is my favorite sister. What did you dress up as on Halloween when you were 8? I dressed up as a witch. It's funny now. I dressed up as a witch, and I actually dressed up as a witch, I'm pretty sure between the ages of like 5 and 12. Have you read any of Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight? I read all the way through Harry Potter as a kid, and then I went through this stint for like 10 years where I just didn't want to read again because my attention span got so bad, which sucked because I really loved books as a kid. And then last year I was just like, F it. I had to go to work injured, which I'm still technically injured. We're in quarantine. I shouldn't even gesture like that. That hurt. We're still in quarantine, so I can't go to PT. But when I was working last year, I started listening to the audiobooks again. I bought all of them. I took a break for a while because, you know, life got kind of crazy and I wasn't really reading or listening to books anymore. But right now I am in the middle of book 4. As far as Twilight and Hunger Games, I know I started Twilight a couple of years ago, never finished, but I did buy all of the audiobooks last year so that I can read through them. And then as far as Hunger Games, no, I have not read any of Hunger Games, but my mother owns all the books and has already said that she will lend them to me after I finish the series I'm in the middle of reading right now. Would you rather have an American accent or a British accent? A British accent. Everything sounds better in a British accent. Automatically, doesn't matter what it is. Good, bad, cussing me out. Doesn't matter. It sounds better in a British accent. Did your mother go to college? No. No, my mother did not go to college. Are your grandparents still married? Nope, none of them. Have you ever taken karate lessons? I took 1 karate lesson as a kid, and then I never went back because my mother didn't realize how expensive it actually was. And so then I took gymnastics until I broke my arm, and then I took no more gymnastics. Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Doesn't everybody know who Kermit the Frog is? Are there actually people out there who don't know who Kermit the Frog is? What's the first amusement park you've been to? I have only been to 1 amusement park ever, and that was Holiday World. I believe it's in Indiana. I went when I was a kid with my parents and my best friend. I think when I was a kid I used to call it Santa Claus Land because that's what my parents called it when they were kids, but yeah, so the only amusement park I have ever been to is Holiday World. What language besides your native language would you like to be fluent in? Okay, part of me wants to say French because I think the French language is beautiful, but I know that if I were to learn anything, it would be Elvish or Dwarvish because I like Lord of the Rings. Do you spell the color gray with an E or an A? I spell it with an A unless I'm spelling out the show Grey's Anatomy, and then I use an E. Is your father bald? No, my father is not bald. I didn't look at these questions prior, so I have no idea what's going on, and I don't know. My father's not bald. My father has quite a lot of hair. Do you know any triplets? No, I don't. Do you prefer Titanic or The Notebook? I'm not a huge fan of either one. I think I would have to say The Notebook just because even though I didn't really care too much for like the younger couple, I thought the older couple was very sweet and I enjoyed their part of the movie the most. Have you ever had Indian food? No, I haven't, because I had a friend tell me once that Indian food was incredibly spicy and I'm so boring when it comes to food that sometimes even ketchup is too much for me. So no, I have not had Indian food because I've heard it's very spicy. What's the name of your favorite restaurant? I don't eat out a lot. Probably either Red Lobster or Olive Garden. Have you ever been to an Olive Garden? Yes, I've been to an Olive Garden. Do you belong to any warehouse stores like Costco or BJ's, etc.? No. I think that Sam's is a warehouse store and I used to belong to that, but I don't anymore. I miss Sam's though. I really like buying in bulk. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? Jacob, because my brother's name is Jacob. And I was told that our names would have been swapped around, so my name would have been Jacob if I had been a boy. If you have a nickname, what is it? A couple of my really close friends, my best friend specifically, calls me Lils. One of my friend's mothers calls me Lily. I don't know, I don't have a lot of nicknames. Lilith is a very short name as it is, but I'll answer to Lil or Lils or Lily, you know, but Lilith is my name. Who's your favorite person in the world? My brother. Yeah, he's a shithead, but he's my shit. Would you rather live in a rural area or in the suburbs? Part of me wants to say the suburbs just because that's what I'm used to, but I know it's a f***ing lie because I want to live in a rural area like, you know, some cottagecore type. I know you wouldn't think that looking at me that I would want anything. I'm looking at myself in the thing and I'm like, you don't look like you like cottagecore. But like, I want to just kind of like live in a little cottage in the middle of like nowhere. Just like surrounded by like trees and grass and flowers and nature. Just like, I love nature. I love nature so much. And I just would love to live in just like an area surrounded by nothing but nature and no people. Can you whistle? No, I can't. I can't swim. I can't ride a bike. I can't whistle. I suck. Do you sleep with a nightlight? If sleeping with the TV on counts, I sleep with the TV on because sometimes I have really bad nightmares, and if I wake up and it's dark, it freaks me out, so I sleep with the TV on. But I haven't slept with like a physical little tiny plug-in nightlight in like years. Do you eat breakfast every morning? No. I'm forgetful, so no. Do you take any pills or medication daily? I should. You would think I would be medicated for my mental illness, but I'm not. I'm working on it. But no, I don't currently take anything daily. What medical conditions do you have? That's so invasive. Medical conditions. Physically or mentally? That's fucking rude. I don't know what counts as like a condition and what's just like a thing I have. It's kind of like saying I have dyslexia, and then I think the other one's dyscalculia. I have the one with letters and numbers, but like, is dyslexia really a medical condition? I think it's just a learning disability. Like, it's not like a thing I have. I'm kind of hard of hearing, but again, it's not like a thing. I have carpal tunnel in this wrist. I have a very complicated injury over here that I don't want to get into. Does mental illness count as a medical condition? As far as like mental health, I have clinical depression, I have severe anxiety, panic disorder, I have obsessive compulsive disorder. How many times have you been to the hospital? I went to the hospital a few times as a kid because of like dehydration and stuff. And then I got sent to the hospital in my early 20s when I was working at a grocery store. And I had a really, really bad panic attack in front of my boss, who started the panic attack by being a very emotionally abusive. And then he thought I was having a seizure because I couldn't move and I was shaking and I had lockjaw, and he called an ambulance and I was admitted to the hospital later that day. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo? Yes, I've seen Finding Nemo a lot. I love Finding Nemo. Finding Dory was not as good as Finding Nemo, but Finding Nemo still slaps. Where do you buy your jeans? I don't like wearing jeans. But probably Walmart, because their jeans are like affordable. And what's the last compliment that you got? I think I got called pretty. I don't remember who it was, but I feel like somebody called me pretty. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? I remember snippets. I don't usually remember everything step by step, but I remember like a chunk usually. And it's usually like the most intense parts, whether it's good or bad. I don't remember like meaningless little shit. What flavor of tea do you enjoy? I don't drink tea, so none. How many pairs of shoes do you currently own? I'm not one of those girls who likes having 900 pairs of shoes. I have a friend that's like that, and I'm like, you have 2 feet. I'm gonna count on my fingers right quick, give me a second. 4. I have 4 pairs of shoes. I have flip-flops, tennis shoes, old work boots, and I think I have a pair of Converse. What religion will you raise your children to practice? That's a null and void question for me because I am not having kids. And even if I did, I wouldn't raise them to necessarily be anything because my parents didn't do that, and I liked the fact that they didn't push a religion on me when I was a child, and I grew up and educated myself on a bunch of different stuff and found my own path without feeling pressured by the spiritual beliefs of my parents. So even if I did have children, I wouldn't raise them to be anything except for themselves and to educate themselves on multiple different paths until they found something that worked for them. How old were you when you found out that Santa wasn't real? I was 10. It was a nightmare because I found out from a book I read at school, came home, was so mad at my mom, like didn't want to talk to her. I like threw the book in her lap and I'm like, you're a filthy liar. It was bad. It was not a good time. And then the last one is, why do you have a Tumblr? I don't really use Tumblr anymore. I had one and then I lost the password for like 8 months. I didn't really use it as much just because I felt like it was too complicated to keep up with Tumblr while also keeping up with Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and stuff. So I just kind of was like, you know what, I've got to let one go. And then Tumblr was the one that I used the least, even though I feel like I kind of probably should have gotten rid of Twitter, considering Twitter seems like it's nothing but just like drama and politics and cancel culture. And it's just like, I kind of want to delete my Twitter app because it's just too much. And that was the last question on the survey. that's pretty much all that I have for you guys today. It was just kind of a random little video. I might do another one of these in a minute if I can find another thing. So if you guys see me in a video after this one where I look exactly like this, it's because I filmed 2 videos in a row. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and getting to know me a little bit. I want to get to know you guys because you guys follow me and that means a lot to me. So answer some of the questions that was in this little questionnaire and put them in the comments so I can get to know you guys in return. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, please push the big red subscribe button below, join the family, it would mean the world to me. If you are not already following my other social media accounts, please find my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Twitter in the bar below. I hope that you guys are being super safe out there, spreading lots of love and positivity in such a negative and painful time in life right now. And that's pretty much all that I have to say, so I will see you guys later. Bye!